Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles and welcome to Ask Think episode number 108 for Monday, June 30th, 2014, the last day of June. I don't know why I said it. It is the last day of June. Anyway, guys, before we get to the questions that I'm going to answer, we have to get to the questions that you guys answered first. And the question I asked you for last week was, if you were transported to Think's lab, what would you do? And a lot of people said destroy things and have TNT wars with Kevin, or give him a taste of his own medicine. And then someone said, and this was a really good question because there were so many varied answers. A lot of times it's a lot of similar answers, but this time there were so many different ones. So this person would brainwash Kevin into being good and not blowing everything up. This person would do a ton of stuff. I mean, look at all that, getting the secret noodle soup recipe, along with, a lot of people said the noodle soup recipe as well. Well, not a lot of people, but some, and giving me refills and making their own mods. And then they would blame Kevin for trolling me, even though they would do it. And I loved this one. Nabalaza said, if I were in Think's lab, I'd go back up to Dave, give him my clothes, get a swimsuit, and jump down into the lab shouting cannonball. I'm going to have to do that sometime. Waterbolt said they would run up to me and asking if they could come in my videos. X-Real Gaming X would hide so he wouldn't get dead. Gracie says she would troll me with magical flying camels. Widgie6 said she would scream and steal a minion. Let's see. Yeah, and then this person said they would just hang out for every Wednesday and Saturday so they could hang out with me. And Torsco Network would replace all the minions with squids. Octopus. A shout out to Think's wife, of course. Pop Expert 1 said they would ask for their autographs, play Ultimate Hide and Seek, and Farm with TNT, some of the mods that we've used. I assume this was for that question. They didn't say. They said they would make a toilet. So that's the whole comment. So I'm assuming it was an answer to that question. Joshua Rodriguez said he would play with Kobe instead of me. Oh, wait. No, he would take selfies with me. And then we get to Rapsman, who would get naked. And again, I assume that's an answer to that question. Otherwise, that's really, really weird. All right, and your question for next week comes from Sonia Marine, the Test Monkey, and it's, if you saw someone famous, what would you do? All right, guys, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Now, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions, and the first one is from Jordina Owens, and she says, Think, I really want a Thinknoodles hoodie, but my mom won't let me. Any suggestions to convince her? I mean, maybe, I guess it's summertime, so you guys have a little bit of extra time on your hands. You could do some chores around the house and get that as payment or something like that. Or if not, maybe wait until your birthday or something. Tony Tran says, hey Think, so here's my question. Why do you upload the Road to Captain Thinknoodles when you had always upload the walkthrough first? I find myself watching the walkthroughs more than Road to Captain Thinknoodles. Well, that's just the way that that I publish them. And the reason for that is people are looking for the walkthrough so what happens is people will open up Pop Tropica and around 45 to 90 seconds later, they're looking for a walkthrough. Really, honestly, when people play Pop Tropica, sometimes they get stuck and they immediately go to YouTube looking for walkthroughs. So when the island comes out, that's the first thing I do. Well, the first thing I do is play through it, and I don't use any guides ever. I always figure it out myself, and that is the Road to Captain Thinknoodles, and that is what I record. As soon as I'm done with that, I make and I've talked about this before, I make a walkthrough video because I know I restart the island and I know exactly what to do, and then I go and narrate it and then upload the walkthrough immediately because that's what people are looking for, and then I wait until the Road to Captain Thinknoodles fits in my schedule, which will actually come out probably today after Ask Think. And then I upload that, and I always get the comments that, hey, you already did this, why'd you upload it twice? And more recently, I think less people are focusing on Pop Tropica and more people on Minecraft. Purple Owl Cat says, Think, do you live on a street or an avenue in New York City? I live on a street. Okay, the next couple of people ask about becoming a YouTuber, and X-Real Gaming X's question is a lot longer, and this is a very common question. So it's really like making YouTube videos, and one day I'd like to do it as a full-time job like you do. It would be a job that I'd actually like. But the thing is, when I'm an adult, I'd have a family to support, and I'm not sure if YouTube would be the best job to handle that, but making videos is the only subject I'm really interested in. What do you think I should do? Okay, so this is a common question, and for you guys, for people your age who see people like me and other YouTubers doing this as a profession or a job, and want to do that, and I understand it completely. If I were your age, I would want to do it as well. Now, the thing is, I don't know how long this is going to be a viable career for people. Things on the internet, you guys, just sometimes they fizzle out very, not even fizzle out, they just disappear. And that could happen. It also may be a long-term career for a lot of people, and that would be amazing because that would be my career permanently. But here's the thing. I was explaining this to a journalist and talking about, although, you know, someone around your guys' age, maybe 10, 11, 12, 9, 8, 7, I don't know, might be working toward this as a goal, and when they get out of school, when they get out of high school, etc., it may not be an option for them, but you can learn very valuable skills. And those skills are video editing skills. You can learn, and these are the things that you learn in YouTube. You learn video editing skills, you learn coding, you learn a little bit of marketing, you can learn search engine optimization, you can learn all kinds of stuff. A lot of social media experience, which are all valuable job skills. And if you get, well, not to be my age, but you get to be the age where you're an adult and you need a career that is stable and YouTube isn't an option, you can be a video editor or something else, or who knows, you could be a television show host if you have the right personality and you're really good at this. I can see a bunch of YouTubers that are currently on YouTube that could be television hosts. So that is where it can go for you. And you can learn valuable skills that can be used. I mean, you could learn video editing skills and get really good at Final Cut Pro, and it's not an option for you. But hey, you can go to Hollywood and be, you know, you can be an editor for Hollywood movies, things like that. So there are valuable job skills to be learned. So I encourage you, if you enjoy it, pursue it. Braves JV says, in regard to making videos, would you say you A, fall behind, B, finish just in time, or C, get ahead of your schedule? Depends on the day and depends on the week. It really depends. Some days I am way ahead. Other days, like on Thinknoodles days, I finish just in time or fall behind a little bit, especially if I haven't done, if I wake up in the morning feeling like Thinknoodles. Why do I always do that? When I wake up in the morning and if I haven't already decided on a mod and haven't worked on getting it to work and started figuring out the plot line in my head, if I wake up and I haven't done that, and that's when I start my day, I'm probably gonna fall behind for Thinkslab. Whereas, you know, something like Noodle Planet Survival, I mean, I really have so many ideas in my head of things that I want to do. I just log in, I go, okay, we're gonna do that today, and I go and do it. And on those days, I'm kind of ahead a little bit. But yeah, it really depends on the day. Stacy 606 says, on average, how many cups of coffee do you drink a year? Well, that's an interesting question. No one's ever asked me per year. On average, I drink 2 cups of coffee a day, sometimes 3. I drink 1 in the morning when I get up. Around 4:30 is when I have my first cup, and then I have a second one around 10:30 or 11, and that's usually it for the day, depending on where we go or what we do. I might have another one at dinner, but that's pretty rare. So wait, you said per year, so let's say 2 on average with an occasional third, so I'd say about 800 per year. The Epic Random Gamer says, what is Kobe doing right now? She is sleeping up against the wall, kind of in the hallway kitchen area of my apartment. Isiana Chowdhury says, think I recently went to New York City. Cool. My question is, how do you survive? That is not an uncommon question. In fact, now, I live here, and I lived here for quite some time. I asked that same question to my wife when she lived here and I lived in California. I was like, how in the world do you deal with this? Everything's moving so fast. I feel like I'm in everybody's way, which I was, because normally in New York, you can pick out the tourists, and I was one. Now that I'm not one, I pick them out. But New Yorkers always have a place to go. We're not really wandering or lollygagging anywhere. We've got a place to go. We're going somewhere. And tourists are just kind of meandering and looking up. That is a huge sign that you're a tourist. And that's what I was doing. And so I felt like everything was going so fast around me because I was the guy staring up at the skyscrapers and stuff. Anyway, as you spend more time here, you sort of get assimilated, kind of like the Borg. Star Trek reference. You just become a part of it. And it is really easy to survive. But I remember specifically my wife saying, I love New York. I don't ever want to move from New York. And I told her, I don't ever want to live here. Maybe we should break up right now because this I can't do. And I mean, I was kidding about the breaking up part, but I was pretty serious about it. I could never live here until we did. And then, wow, just love it. Dad Soy asks, have you ever eaten an octopus? Well, I haven't eaten a whole octopus before, but I have eaten octopus before. It is really good grilled, although I feel guilty about it when I do eat it because I see octopi when I go scuba diving, and I love them. They're an amazing creature, and when I eat them, I feel really bad. David Balandrano asks, hey, Think, what's your favorite amusement park? Noodle on. My favorite amusement park is probably Disney World. I mean, I like roller coasters at places like Six Flags and things like that, but overall, a theme park that can really hold my attention for an extended period of time, all day long, and multiple days, in fact, is Walt Disney World in Florida. Cassie Mann says, if you can't draw, how do you get the animated art at the end of your videos? Noodle on. I don't know. It's just weird. Like I'll make a video and then I'll just click like export at the end and this awesome art appears at the end. Just kidding. No, I have an artist. Actually, almost all. What do you mean almost all the art? Pretty much anything that's drawn on any of my thumbnails that's drawn. That's a character, a cartoon, or anything like that. My avatar, my YouTube header, all done by artists. I have no part in that other than giving them ideas on what I'd like it to look like. Sydney Miner asks, how often do you give Kobe a bath? About once a month. Artist Ulman asks, was there one period of time that your subscribers started gaining like crazy? If so, when and what do you think caused it? Well, right now, my channel has never been growing faster. I'm adding about 700, about 800 to 1,000 new subscribers every single day. And this is gaining like crazy for me. This is the fastest my channel's ever grown, the biggest it's ever been. And what I think caused it, honestly, Kevin. I mean, not really Kevin. Well, kind of, but really it is Think's Lab, and also my dedication to keeping a schedule with my videos, keeping them twice a week, really dedicating myself to providing you guys with that content on a regular scheduled basis, along with with the quality entertainment of Think's Lab and Kevin, has really catapulted my channel in the last 2-3 months. It's been insane. Red Jack MC asks, hey Think, did you hear about the breakfast taco at Taco Bell? Next thing you know, they'll make a taco flavored shake. Just the thought of that made me nauseous, seriously. But yeah, I have heard about it, and ugh. Sour Pickle Jar says, Think, what's your favorite Mexican food? A, tacos. B, enchiladas. C, burritos. D, quesadillas. E, fajitas. Or What? Mexican food? I only eat noodles. Now, I do like Mexican food, although in New York, there's not a lot of options. In fact, sometimes when you ask a New Yorker if they want to eat Mexican food, they'll be like, is there a Taco Bell around here? And guys, I mean, it is fast food. Yeah, when you say Mexican. Anyway, I digress. B, enchiladas. I love having a plate of enchiladas, like maybe 2 or 3, like 1 cheese and 2 chicken, or 2 cheese and 1 chicken. Excelente. Smiley Freak asks, do you have a layout for your description? Everything seems so organized. How do you do it? I do have a layout, and since pretty much all of my videos are series, I just go to the previous video, and you guys, I'm sure, know this because I make mistakes all the time by leaving like part 53, even though it's part 54. But yeah, I copy and paste the description from previous videos. Jaded0801 asks, do you like waffles, pancakes, or French toast, or all? I like all 3. But if I had to choose one of the 3, I think I would choose French toast, unless you're talking about the waffles I had on vacation last time. And I am telling you, I don't know what the waffle station guy did, but it was mind-blowing. I mean, the most amazing waffles I've ever had in my entire life. I just couldn't get enough. Magic Fire asks, what do you usually wear? Jeans or sweatpants? Well, I don't even own sweatpants, and I usually wear jeans unless it's too hot, and then I'll wear shorts, but that's pretty rare. Ouija6 asks, what do you think of the Common Core test? I personally think they're useless in my state. They don't count the grade at all. It's pretty useless. It doesn't do anything but a review. Sure, it's a review, but that's what homework's for. Well, I think that the Common Core tests are a ranking for your school. So what your grade or your class does collectively, I get it sort of rates your teachers on how well they're teaching you. Blue Shadow RP asks, did you know YouTube is going to support videos at 60 frames per second soon? I remember you saying your recording software is stuck at 30, but I just want to let you know. Actually, I think my recording software can record at 60 FPS, but I export at 30 because YouTube doesn't support 60, but it does, or it's going to now. I did see some of the demo videos, and it looks amazing, and I am looking at putting Windows on my Mac so that I can get a little bit better performance out of it while I'm recording, and then bringing it back over to Mac OS to do the editing. But it's kind of a pain. I don't know how you guys use Windows. I can't even install it. Anybuck says, hey, what do you like to eat for a bedtime snack if you eat one? I like popcorn with Parmesan cheese on it. That sounds so good. I usually don't eat bedtime snacks, but when I have an afternoon snack, I have been really, really addicted to those Stacy's pita chips, the naked sea salt ones. So good. Oh my goodness. Silly Sisters 45 says, if Minecon ever comes close to me, I want to go, but my parents are afraid that there will be sexism there. Since you've been, can you tell me how bad the sexism is at it? I don't know. I'm not sure that means what you think it means. I don't know. Really no sexism at all. You know, girl gamers and guy gamers all have fun together. There is absolutely none of that. Electric Diamond asks, do you ever get lag in Minecraft? Yes, I do. And I've been getting more and more in the Noodle Planet. I think I've got so much stuff in that central area, especially that map, that it's cutting my frame rate quite a bit. Megna Raji asks, hey, how do you make your minions stop following you and follow you? I use the custom NPCs mod specifically for Kevin and Dave. But anyway, for those 2 special minions, there is a way to make them followers, and then you can make them sit or stay. Ruby Solano asks, hey, who was the first minion in Think's lab? Well, originally, there were just a bunch of random ones, but the first named minion in Think's lab is Dave, which you guys named. The next few people ask about the item frame computer in the most recent Think's lab and how I did it. And that was just a little bit of editing. All I really did was record myself actually searching that stuff on Google, recording my screen, and then I cut that little piece out, and I stuck in the item frame. And my editing software, which is Final Cut Pro X, allows me to distort the video so that it fit perfectly in the item frame, and then I just let it play. Vivian Lamb asks, why do you not ride your horse/mule anymore on survival? Well, they're kind of a pain to use because you end up suffocating yourself, and they're really hard to get up and down terrain. But I think in the next couple of episodes, I will be using my mule, or donkey, Eddie Murphy. GGE asks, think when you play the Hunger Games on the core, you would say stuff like, oh, that guy's not friendly. But what if those people are not friendly? We're just fellow noodlers who want to kill you because they love your videos. Well, I mean, I say not friendly because I mean they're not being friendly in this current game. It doesn't mean they're not friendly people. The next couple of people ask about adventure maps and what happened to them, and also specifically what happened about the Minecon, Minecrack, or Missing Presence adventure maps. Well, the Missing Presence adventure map I did finish. I think it was only 3 episodes, but the 3rd episode did finish it off. So if you missed that, go back and check it out. However, on the Minecon, Minecrack one, I think it was episode 5. If you watch that episode, I think I tell you that I can't play it any longer because the map doesn't advance. There's glitches in it, and it was a really fun map, and I really did and still do want to complete it, but can't because I can't get out of the hangar. Jerome Villanueva asks, on your episode Missiles from Thinks Lab, how long did it take for you to actually build Kevin's missile pod? Well, I started doing it in creative, but I started cutting that part out, that hole out of the top in creative, and I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. So I fired up MC Edit, and I am a total derpy noob in that program. But I spent about 20 minutes in it, and not 20 minutes, maybe about 10 minutes in it, and figured out how to make a cylinder. And then I used MC Edit to just cut that cylinder right out of the center. And so yeah, it wasn't as bad as you might think. Leudiel Matus says, did you know that Mojang made Minecraft 1.7.10? I do, and I have it, of course. And one of the greatest things about it is it allows, it adds a lot to Realms, which allows you to upload your worlds to Realms. And I subscribed just to check it out, see what it's about, and I love the integration. It's so easy to use to upload your worlds and share it with your friends. And I uploaded the Noodle Planet, although obviously some stuff is missing in all my inventory, of course, because it's a 1.8 world in 1.7. But loved it. I mean, there was no lag to speak of. It was incredible. And I think when 1.8 comes out for general release, I'm going to move the Noodle Planet over to the Realm permanently. It has backups and everything. You can play it. It's just incredible because I could go over to somebody else's house or whatever, and I don't have to be like, oh, I don't have the most updated version. We can't play on it. It's right there. It's sitting there ready to go at all times. And I may leave it like that forever and just stop playing snapshots because 1.8 snapshots have been very, very scary. Melon Man says, how long do you plan on having your survival or keep on putting out episodes? Indefinitely. I love my Noodle Planet. I love my survival series. I love all my pets in it. And you guys seem to love it too. And I'm having a ton of fun in it. More fun now than ever. And I don't think I'll ever stop. Amber Brotnov asks, hey Think, why do you keep your noodle soup recipe private and don't show it to us? Well, it wouldn't be a secret noodle soup recipe if I showed it to you, would it? Faith Witty asks, how did you get Kevin in Kevin's iPod Thinks Live episode to sing a song about TNT in the beginning? Well, I had to bribe him. I told him that if I got him to sing, that I would give him unlimited TNT. And, he didn't quite believe me, but he finally did. I'm just kidding. I sang it, and I used my voice, my voice capture software, and a few plugins to make it sound a little more like Kevin. The next couple of people are talking about my submarine and how I'm going to move it. I haven't actually really said how I'm going to, but I have an idea. and it'll work. It will work. I know it will work. It's just very, very, very involved. James Loves MC says, in your Thinks Lab cheering up Kevin in the beginning when Kevin was so sad it almost brought a tear to my eye. Get it? Kevin pun because he only has one eye. Anyway, did you do the acting? Because it was really good. All your acting is. Would you mind if I showed your Thinks Lab episodes? My acting teacher has been looking for different examples to show my class. Wow, that's amazing. Sure, of course. I don't mind at all. That I'm honored that you think that it's that good. And yeah, that was me doing that little, I guess, that little piece with Kevin looking so sad and throwing it out. And part of it is the acting. The other part is obviously the music. And I mean, music in the background creates a mood, and then it supports the acting that I'm doing. Vikes Rule asks, hey, how do you make crates in your Thinks Lab? I know you need a plugin, but that's not a server. It's not a plugin. Well, it's not a plugin that I'm using, but they must have, I forgot what they used to create it, to create Thinks Lab, but it's a certain item number or name even. I think you can probably / give it to yourself, but I do not know the item code. Kaylee Brenna says, and I just saw this in the comments, and I was like, oh, that is just too cool. Okay, who ate my chocolate? Kevin! And I just thought that was really cool pixel art. S. White says, thinking Thinks Lab, Kevin was moping about not using it. TNT, my question is, will you be using TNT again, or will you be using missiles? Noodle on. Well, watch the next episode of Thinks Lab, and we'll get it taken care of. Electric Diamond asks, is Optifine allowed in the core? I hope so, because I use it. Katarina Dela Cruz says, think what would your username be if Noodles didn't exist? Well, actually, it would probably be Think Coffee, and it almost was Think Coffee before I thought of Think Noodles, or I guess kind of alongside it. You know, I thought of Think Noodles, and I was like, yeah, but I really like coffee. Think Coffee. Noodles is funnier, so that's what I chose. Cute Pup 249 says, which came first, the chicken or the egg? I think the chicken because it had to lay the egg, but you're probably thinking, but how do you know if the chicken hatched from the egg first? Well, in the 7 days of God making earth, he did not spend a single day making eggs, but he did spend a day making animals and chickens, or one of the animals got out during the 7 days. Yeah, maybe, but I think dinosaurs came before chickens, and they laid eggs, so technically eggs came before chickens, don't you think? Kayla Nadian says, if snowflakes are round and water is square, is it not possible that fish are rabbit and sharks are Pokemon in this twisted world of dimensional landscape? If so, what then is the meaning of life? A, cake, B, school, C, entertainment, or D, saving the world from the devastation which is the inner soul in which we... What? C? What? Pixel Heart 128 says, if someone weighs 99 pounds and eats 1 pound of nachos, is that person 1% nacho? Oh my goodness. I love that. All right, guys, that's it for this Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!